On tonight's video, I'm going to talk to you about my channel, my book, and I'm also going to discuss with you the theme of Passover. Passover, which is a festival of freedom, festival of leaving Exodus. I want to start off with a passage in my book, which I wrote today. I've been writing my book now for the best part of about 3 months. Actually, 3 months. Believe it or not, 3 months. Pretty fascinating. This is a very interesting concept which I wrote today and I wanted to share it. The moment we gain our confidence, our conviction, we realize that the whole mountain was nothing more than an illusion. Sense of direction, auto-suggestion, self-belief. These are all terms that suggest a state of mindlessness or a mind without a conductor, which cannot and will not decide for itself. It will be led by others. And then I follow on to say, have you ever seen a garden that's been neglected? Thorns and weeds, trash and junk are strewn all around. The same is and was the case for me prior to my transition and the short period after my transition. Well, I wasn't taught to light my own fire. I was a victim of my circumstances. Those are all nice alibis, but no one really cares. People congregate around successful people, and they could care less for those who had great alibis for their unproductive lives. This might sound harsh. Well, life is harsh. Trust me. I learned it the hard way. I was stuck in the trenches, and I met no compassion from anyone. And no one could really tell me that there is compassion and love for the oppressed. I just find that hard to believe and found nothing of the sort to be the case. It's a bit of a scary thing to say. I'm putting out a book and I don't want to sound like I'm harsh. I don't want to sound like I don't even want to sound like I'm inconsiderate towards myself. But it's been my experience and I've had to work along with that. I couldn't fool myself into believing for a moment that there is the compassion out there which I've been taught about and I've been led to believe that exists out there. So I want to put that out there in my book. So today I'm going to follow on and talk about the Exodus. The Exodus. Now, last week I already spoke about Exodus. So what more do I have to add now, you might be asking? Well, there is an added element of Exodus which we don't realize. And that is that after you've left the Exodus, right? You're out now. You can't just move along. You're free now, but you don't just move into a new life and everything shapes up. And this actually correlates to what I just mentioned in my book. Your life doesn't just jump into perfect mode overnight. I mean, you could ask anybody who walked out of the camps after they were liberated after the Holocaust was over. You could ask them and they will tell you, you didn't just walk out free, dancing and singing and everything working out perfectly. It took time. It took time. It took time for things to develop. And even some prisoners of the camps in Auschwitz who did walk out and did start businesses very shortly after they were liberated, they tell their story and the children tell their stories of nightmares and pain and suffering that went on, that lingered on for years later. And this is not something which people take into account. They don't realize what goes into liberation, what goes into any situation. Even now, post-COVID, we're not just going to bounce back. I mean, we're not totally post-COVID yet, but after COVID is over, there's going to be some backlash. There's going to be people who suffer throughout these perilous circumstances, and they're going to need to really get the support. And hopefully there'll be compassion out there for them. I think when it comes to collective compassion as a society, we are much better equipped to deal with that kind of thing. Whereas for the transgender individual in particular, or anybody who leaves a close-knit community, there's little compassion. There isn't a lot out there for them. That's been my experience. So my YouTube channel is about my book. It's about my story. It's about my own triumph. I make the best of my circumstances. My circumstances are not perfect. I would never call them perfect. I mean, I brought 5 offsprings into this world, and I don't know what's going on with them. I have not been able to nurture them and give them the love I'd like to give them. That's been God's plan for me. So my life isn't perfect, but I make the best of it. And that's Jessica Maiden. I share with you great tips and great experiences of my life, which I've had to use and utilize post-transition and even pre-transition. And I share with you these amazing tips. And they're very helpful to people. They're very productive for people. They help people really benefit and see the advantages in their own lives. And I've had great feedback like that from people. And I'm really proud of my amazing channel. It's been almost 3 years. I remember when I actually put out a clip over 3 years ago, much more than 3 years ago for the first time, but I got into big trouble for it. So I won't even go into details what that was about. It was pretty funny. It was, I think, like 5 years ago, actually. So my channel is all about me sharing great tips, great insights, great ideas, which help you. I believe, and I've been told by people that the tips and insights that I share have helped them in their own lives. And the feedback I get is amazing. It feels amazing to hear that. That's the message today. I look forward to your amazing feedback, your great comments. It's always a beauty to see the feedback I get. And I'm really excited for my other videos, some of which have already gotten almost up to 3,000 views, particularly the parallel universe story. I never thought I would get as far as I got. I'd be honest, I really never dreamt it would go that far. We're almost up to 3,000 views on that one. We're almost up to 1,000 views, or over 1,000 views on the Nikola Tesla one, which is awesome and amazing. And many other videos which are really getting off the ground. I have some friends who told me that they've been watching my videos, they've been binge watching my videos. And that's amazing. I'm really helping people, and I'm glad to hear that. It's a good feeling. I look forward to your great comments in the comment section down below. What do you think about today's video? Share in the comment section down below. Don't forget to smash that like button and press subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you and your insights and your great comments. Good night.